Hey guys, it's Kathleen and I am back with another What Sold video. I am in Florida for spring break, and so I was attempting to do a Thrift With Me video in a couple of the Goodwills in Florida, but I really wasn't finding anything significant, and I thought it's time to cut my losses and just do a What Sold, because I have had a couple of really good items that have sold over the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to start out with things that sold on Poshmark and then finish up with what sold on eBay. And all of them have sold really within just the last couple of weeks. Some of them have been long tail items that I was happy to see go, and I took a bunch of offers to get rid of them. And then others were quicker flips. If you are new to my channel, I'm a part-time reseller and a full-time school counselor, and I have an eBay store with my sister. And together we flip undervalued stuff that we find at thrift stores and at yard sales and estate sales for a profit online. So if you like reselling content, hit the subscribe button down below. Okay guys, so I'm gonna jump in first with a couple of things that sold on Poshmark. I will tell you, I don't know about you, but Poshmark has been pretty slow for me. I feel like maybe the introduction of the live shows on Poshmark is what's killing me. That's just not something that I plan on doing anytime soon. It is all I can do to get my stuff listed and to drop a video once a week. There's no way I can do like Whatnot or any of those live Poshmark shows, but I feel like it's hurting my Poshmark business because it is definitely slowed. So let me know in the comments what is going on with you in Poshmark, and also let me know if you have done any of those live shows, because I really don't know a lot about them. Okay, so I am going to talk about 22 items that sold. The first is this. This is the longest of long tail items. This is a Salazar Yepes Mexican sombrero in a kid's size. It is one of the first things that Karen and I sourced, and we sourced two of them. They were only $2 a piece. Literally, they have been listed for 2.5 years, possibly 3. I never thought anybody was going to buy them, and this was a full price sale. So now I know there are a lot of resellers out there that pull stuff out of their inventory once it's just stale and hasn't sold. I never do that, because the way I look at it, if I've taken the time to do the pictures and to list it, I might as well just leave it. And so this is a good case in point for that, because this sucker finally sold. I don't even know if I ever listed the second one, because this one was taking so long to sell that I might have just totally abandoned ship. But paid $2 for it, and it sold for $35. Next is this pair of Jeffrey Campbell. They are like, I think they're called Ibiza ballet flats, and they have like little spikes on them. And I only picked them up because of the spikes. I thought that was really interesting. And the size is 7.5, which is a halfway decent size. They have been listed probably 6 months or so, and I paid $3 for them at an estate sale, and they sold for $35. You might remember me picking up this Eddie Bauer jacket. This is a soft as butter nubuck leather jacket, and it is in a size large, a men's size large, and it's vintage. And so I paid only $5 for this. At an estate sale, the lady just wanted to get rid of it, and it sold for $115. This was such a great flip. I knew I had something special because it felt special. It felt like it was something really expensive. And then I was able to sell it to a gentleman who said he had this jacket for years and years and years, and he experienced so many milestones in the jacket: his 18th birthday, his 21st birthday, proposing to his wife, graduating high school, graduating college, all the things. And so he was glad to finally find another jacket just like it, because he had lost the other one. So that was really a nice story, and I appreciated hearing from him. This is the last item that I sold on Poshmark, and this was another long tail item, but it's only been listed probably 10 months, maybe a year. And this is a set of Majorca 1975 23-inch pearls. Majorca is a really good name, and when I did a quick comp search at the estate sale, they looked halfway decent. And so when I got them home, there were a couple of diamonds that were missing from the clasp, but it also came in its original box and with its original like paperwork. Not a bill of sale, but just like the little leaflet thing that Majorca stuffed in those boxes back in the day. And so this did sit a while, but I knew they were going to go eventually. And sure enough, somebody paid $98 for them. So I was super stoked about that. That was a really good flip. I paid $15 for them, but to pay $15 and flip it for $98, I'm totally fine with that. Okay, now we're going to move into the eBay items. So first up is this vintage Brookstone New Hampshire bag. I found this at an estate sale run by a company that I usually don't bother going to their estate sales, but I was driving home and it was one of those days where I literally found like hardly anything. You know how it is when you pick up things and you're like, why did I even buy that? Just for the sake of picking up something to source. And so I saw that it was the last day of this estate sale and I was like, well, I'll just give it a try. Maybe things are really reduced really low. And that day I picked up a whole box of 14 vintage Ralph Lauren lotions, which, by the way, have not done crapola. Not one of them has sold. So that was a loss, but at least I didn't spend terribly much money. I think they were only $2 a piece. And then I picked up this Brookstone bag. And I really didn't know anything about it other than Brookstone is a good name. It was suede, it was in really good condition, and it was only $3. So I figured it was worth taking a chance on, and I was not wrong. I got it home and there were a couple of spots on it, so I used my suede soap and was able to get them out. Not entirely, but it looked a lot better than it did. It sold overnight for $55, and I took an offer on that, but I figured $3 and it's flipping overnight for $55, I'm just gonna go with that. Before the $55 offer came in, I had had a couple of lowball offers of $25 and $30, but because I was getting offers so quick, I knew it was something special. So I held out until it was more in my wheelhouse. So happy to see that go for $55. You may remember me picking up this Patricia Nash satchel. Well, it's not really a satchel, I guess it's more of a shoulder bag. I think it's called Lione. Lione. And I guess it is considered a satchel. So I picked this up at a yard sale and the lady had it marked for $30 and then she let it go to me for $15. And when I got home and I looked at the comps, I'm like, this isn't like one of those Patricia Nash bags that goes really, really high. So I was kind of bummed about that, but it still sold for $48 and that was a full price offer. So I was definitely excited about that. I had had some lowball offers and I was just like, you know what, I'll just hang on to it for that. And I was glad because it was in really good condition. It's just not one of her more popular styles of bags. So lesson learned, you got to do the comp search at the sale. I picked up this Villeroy & Boch Twist Alea. It's twist-alea. And it is a coffee pot / teapot type of thing, and I loved it. It came with a cream and a sugar bowl, and I paid $15 for the whole set. So probably I'm about $7.50 in for this teapot or coffee pot. Anyway, it has sat and sat and sat, and usually Villeroy & Boch for me moves. So that was a really big surprise that it has sat so long, but this is the last item to go, and it's finally going out the door. And the person paid $42 for this. Okay, y'all know I love to pick up cosmetics. This Skin Cosmetics Gloss Stick was in a huge box of new in-the-box Mary Kay products that I grabbed at a yard sale for $6, and I have made a killing off of these things. They have just been slowly selling for me. So this is in the shade Pink Me Up, and it is brand new and sealed. I didn't pay more than 25 cents for this, and it sold for $10. I love having things like this in my inventory. They take up no space whatsoever, and when they do sell, it is just a quick throw it in a bag and send it off on its way. I have those 5x7 little like eBay bubble wrap bags, and they keep it nice and safe, and I just stick it in there and off it goes. Easy, easy, easy. Now, I just picked up these J. Jill modal capris, new with tags, 2 weeks ago at that sale where I got all of the Pottery Barn stuff, and I also picked up a huge lot of plus size J. Jill as well as Talbot's clothes that were new with tags. So I paid $3 for this, and this sold in less than a week for $22. So I feel like that is a really good flip. They were in a size 3X. new with tags. They had all the things going for them. So I'm happy to see those go out. Now I just need to get rid of some of those Talbots shorts and capris as well. Okay, these will hold vintage Sleepy's pins. They are like those pin curl types of clips that you put in your hair. I know my grandmother used them back in the day, back in the 70s. Anyway, these were new old stock, and I found them at an estate sale for probably a quarter or 50 cents. And they have been listed a hot minute, but the really nice thing of selling them is that the buyer reached out to me and told me that, I can't remember if it's their grandfather or their great-grandfather was the inventor of these clips. And so they were really excited to be able to have one of them on hand, and that just makes me feel good. So I liked that story, and these suckers sold for $12. Next is this Duluth Trading Company purple coveralls set. You might remember me picking this up about a month ago. It was one of those first yard sales of the season, and the lady was selling all of her clothing for $1. So I paid $1 for these. They were in a size medium, but my experience has been Duluth Trading Company, as well as anything overalls, usually is going to sell, and it's going to sell fairly quickly. So I want to say I took an offer on them. I'm pretty sure that I did. I think I had them listed a little higher. I can't remember, maybe $48, somewhere around that neighborhood. And then I took an offer of $30. Just like I said, then I have been taking offers lately just to move stuff out, particularly in this case where I paid only $1 for it. To flip it to $30 and have it gone is definitely worth it, particularly because that takes up a lot of space. They were really bulky in my inventory. Next, I just picked these up a couple of weeks ago at the indoor yard sale, community-wide yard sale. These are a pair of Nike Kyrie Flytrap size 3 youth tennis shoes or sneakers, whatever you want to call them. They were in great condition, except they were missing their laces, but I just noted that. The only thing they required of me was to scrub up the bottom. I took a little of the pink stuff. I was able to get all of the dirt stains off and everything. And those sold for $20 really quickly. I still have the Air Jordans listed. They're not moving as quick, but that's all right. Okay, next is this Zara Woman Olive cropped jacket. So I only grabbed this because I don't usually pick up Zara that is pre-owned. It doesn't go very high, it doesn't go very fast, but this was at the yard sale about a month ago where the lady was selling everything for $1. So anything that she had that was hanging up was $1. I got a Barefoot Dreams sweater that day. I got a bunch of Talbots tank tops that day because, hey, for $1, even if they only sell for $12, who cares? And so this sold for $16 on offer. So I probably had it listed for $22 or $24, and then I took an offer of $16 because, again, $1 into 16, that's a good move. And Zara doesn't fly off the shelves, so happy to move it on out. And it was a size extra large, I believe. No, it was a size large. Okay, at that same yard sale, I picked up this Talbot's 3/4 sleeve tunic, shirt, whatever you want to call it. It was like solid navy blue, but then it had these white type of floral design on it. It was really super cute, to be honest with you. And it was in a size extra large. Again, I paid $1 for it and sold that for $14. These Signature by Levi distressed shorts were brand new with the tags. I grabbed these at, I can't remember which yard sale, but it was a yard sale, and they were only $1. I really do think it was the one where I got the Douglas fir Christmas tree, and where I got all of those Christmas figures by Anna Lee. I think it was at that sale because she had a ton of clothes that were all $1 as well. And so I did nab them for $1 and they sold for $14. I picked up this Bedhead maxed out hairspray at the estate sale that the lady was, she had owned a hair salon. And so she had just a ton of hair products. And so I just threw this in the bag because I knew Bedhead is a decent brand. And this one was new. It had the cap still on. Now the cap was cracked, but I just photographed that and I noted it and listed it. Now, I saw a bunch of them that were selling for $80 free shipping, $68 or $75 free shipping. And so I listed it really high. I listed it at $68. I started getting offers right away, and all of the offers sucked. They were all like $18, $20, $22. And so then I got into where, you know, I always counter offer. Even if it's a low offer, I'm going to counter them. So the lady offered $16 on Poshmark. I came back, I countered her at, I want to say, I think I did $58. And so she came back at $17. And then I'm like, you know what, decline. I'm not gonna play this game. You're gonna go up by $1? What? No. Look at the solds. So I just held my ground. I got a couple more offers on eBay that were all around the $20 range. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take an offer. I know I'm not getting $68 for it, but hell no, I'm not selling it for $18. So anyway, I ended up selling it for $38 on offer. Happy to sell it for that price. I thought that was very fair. I paid no more than $1 for this spray, so that was a great flip. Okay, this was another dollar item. These were Gap 1969 true skinny red denim jeans. However, they were a size 27R. Ugh. I don't like the small sizes. So I picked them up only because they were new with tags. Listed them, and they've been listed probably a month and a half. But again, I only paid $1 for them. And then I did take an offer on them for $14 just to move them on out. Again, $1, $14, I'm good with that. Not that that's an item that I would typically pay up for anyway, but if I had paid a couple more bucks more, probably I wouldn't have been so inclined to take a low offer. But I was just happy to move that stuff out. This next item is one of my favorite items to move on out. I picked this up at an estate sale. It was at the estate sale where the lady was using the potty in the middle, and I was filming, and I caught her on the restroom, not one of my finest moments of videography. However, this was at the bottom of the closet, and it was one of those freebies that you get from the department stores when you buy Giorgio Beverly Hills. They give you this duffel bag. So I picked it up. I want to say I paid $3 for it. And I just knew somebody would pick it up at some point. I knew it wasn't going to be a quick flip. It was clear to me there were not a lot listed, but there were not a lot sold either. So I just had it listed. I listed it high. Didn't really get any activity on it at all. And then somebody added it to their watch list on eBay. And so I sent them an offer, and they countered my offer at $40. And I said, oh yes, you can have this at $40. Because this was also another big item in my closet. Okay, this Neon Buddha waffle thermal knit shirt, I believe that I picked this up at an estate sale. It was one of Joel's estate sales, and it was the last day, and he was bundling. It was that estate sale that had all the free people, where I also got a pair of Tory Burch shorts that have already sold. None of the free people have sold, by the way. All those pants that I bought, they're just hanging around and hanging around, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But note to self, no more free people pants. I'm just done. Unless it's like free people movement. Those have done a little bit better. Anyway, I digress. This Neon Buddha, I have sold Neon Buddha before. I will definitely pick it up again. It moves for me. I don't know why. I don't really get it because I don't think there's anything special about it. There's nothing special about the fiber content. The styles look similar to other styles, but go figure, it moved. This was a knit in a kind of like a burnt orange color in a size extra large. I paid $2 for it, potentially even less, but probably $2 is a fair estimate, and it sold on offer for $20. I picked up this Fox Racing demo jersey in red last yard sailing season, and I paid $10 for it. The guy had it listed for $30. It was the end of the day at his yard sale, and so I just said, would you do $10? And he's like, yes, just take it. And it was brand new with tags, so I have had it listed since then. And it has gotten some attention, but not really a lot. And I was surprised because I thought those racing jerseys, anything like bicycle jerseys or dirt biking or things like that, I thought that they did better than that, but it did eventually sell. And so I had it listed a little higher. Again, I paid $10 for it, and I accepted an offer of $50 and sent it on out. Okay, I picked up this Eileen Fisher open cardigan Italian knit, at an estate sale that I went to last year, and it was this woman who was like a clothes hoarder. I also got a Johnny Was shirt there. I think I got 2 Johnny Was shirt there. And I got a ton of hosiery. Like she had all this, these tights and bike shorts, all brand spanking new in her drawers. I made a killing off of this sale. And so this was an item that I picked up there. Maybe I paid $1 for this, tops, and it sold for $53 on offer. But it's been listed a hot minute, and so I can't remember. I probably listed it in the 60s, but I took the offer of $53, which I really don't think is so bad, especially if I only paid $1 or tops $2 for it. I love a sale like that. When you walk in and you're just like, okay, this person had a spending problem and they're big sized, jackpot. I mean, that's just like, oh, so fun. I haven't had one of those in a while. The only hoarder houses I've gone to have been petite women. Not as much fun. All right, and the last item in this What Sold video is this Callaway Razor XHL 9-iron. This was a great pickup at a yard sale last fall. I think it was last fall, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, the guy sold me 5 of these Callaway irons for $15. Well, he told me they were a junior set, but when I got them home and looked them up, they're not. They weren't. Callaway irons are all standard sized. And so that was a good thing because I thought I was going to have to take way less. So they have been consistently selling. I only have 1 left. Now the other 3 all sold for $18. This one I took an offer of $15 because the shipping is such a bear because of the length of the package. And so it just ramps up the shipping cost so much. And what I did was as soon as I processed them, I boxed them immediately, weighed them, measured them, all the things, so that when they sold, I can just move them on out. I don't do that with everything. Most of the things I just box and ship when they sell. But for those, I just wanted to have it done because it was too hard for me to guesstimate. And I've been really screwing up in my guesstimations lately. So I've been trying to at least put in some dummy dimensions so that I don't end up eating it on the shipping, because something changed with Priority Mail when they brought out Ground Advantage. It used to be that Priority Mail, I could just put in the weight and I was golden. I didn't have to go in and put in the box measurements unless it was something that was over 12 inches. But now I've gotten burned a couple of times doing it that way, so I'm making sure that I put in the dimensions. I haven't changed everything over to Ground Advantage, just because I like using the priority boxes. But a lot of the things where they're closer to size where I can find an Amazon box or something like that. I'll do that in Ground Advantage. Or if it's super, super heavy, I have been switching over to UPS or to FedEx because I can use the priority boxes for them. Okay guys, that is everything for this What Sold video. That is a total of 22 items for which I paid $80.25 for, which is an average cost of goods of $3.65. I sold everything for $796. And if you back out fees of $103.48, that leaves me with a net profit of $612.27. So really, really happy with those numbers, and very excited that we are back in yard selling season, so I cannot wait. I have not been thrifting in 2 weeks because of just leaving to go to spring break and then coming back and it's Easter. So I cannot wait for that weekend right after Easter to get back into it and just to get out there and to be trolling the yard sales again. My favorite thing. All right, I hope all of you that celebrate Easter have a wonderful Easter. And remember, if you like thrifting content, hit the subscribe button, throw us a comment, hit the like button, and I will catch you next time. Bye guys.